Well, it does take even longer than ever to get hired. Glassdoor put out a new report about the length of the process in the U.S. It took an average of 22.9 days, up from 12.6 in 2010, so just shy of double. Andrew Chamberlain with me now. He is the chief economist there. He conducted the study. So, Andrew, why is the hiring process, taking so much longer?
What is definitely not your imagination. These hiring processes are getting longer and longer. Single biggest culprit is employers applying more and more interview screens. These are hoops they make employees jump through, and especially things like background checks and skills tests that maybe a generation ago were not so common. There are many, many more employees are having to do these types of checks before they come on at jobs.
Okay, but to your point, Andrew, I mean, background checks and even sort of personal financial history, these have been done for decades. That's not new. What else is going on?
Well, what else is going on is there is a bigger shift in the economy toward more sophisticated technical jobs that require judgment and are more non-routine types of tasks. These jobs are harder to hire for. You have to take more time to find the right fit. And as the economy generally has shifted toward that, hiring times are definitely growing. So we see that all throughout our data. So the most sophisticated jobs, things like senior software engineers and also management executives, always take the longest to hire.
Okay.
But simple jobs like retail clerks and fast food people, you can get a job in 4 days.
Okay, so that's a good range for us to have on the map. As far as for some of the more sophisticated positions, what are some of the more bizarre screenings that you've heard about?
Well, the bizarre screenings, I'll tell you, as far as background checks being applied to jobs that don't traditionally do that sort of thing, when Apple was building its campus down in Silicon Valley, they were, for a time, requiring the construction workers on site to undergo background checks, criminal background checks and credit checks. That's something like a generation ago you would never have seen that. And what my study does is statistically we find that those things add days. 3 days to 4 days to the interview process. And each one of those extra screens that you add on, the process just gets longer and longer. And what I'm afraid of is that companies haven't realized how long their interviews are taking and that they might be losing the best candidates because they're too slow to hire.
Well, Andrew, I was just going to say that because normally on this show, when we hear from founders, all we hear about is, hey, it's really hard to find the right people and there's this talent war going on. So I guess when the companies begin to lose some of their key candidates, key recruits, they will figure out at least they have to fast track some of them. Andrew Chamberlain, thank you so much for joining us. Great and very interesting report. Glassdoor chief economist.